A ton of people say that no one wants to work or it's hard to find good help nowadays. But today's guest, Chase Stetson, aka That Lawn Dude, dropped some absolute gold in this episode on how he sets up his new employees and his business for major success and a healthy team culture. Welcome to the Checkpoint Podcast, where we help you set and reach new milestones in your service business. I'm your host, Matthew Armstrong. I am so pumped. I feel like I'm riding a high because we just got back from the Equip Expo 2022 in Louisville, Kentucky, and we had the opportunity to interview some very fun, very smart, very funny lawn care business owners who also put out extremely entertaining content on social media. Now, today's interview is with Chase Stetson. I think you might know him a little better as That Lawn Dude. He's an absolute genius with his content, but more than that, the guy is he's got a stand-up character, and he's running an absolute amazing lawn care business, actually out of Louisville, Kentucky. So before we get into it, the Checkpoint Podcast is brought to you by Check. Check is a home service management tool that helps make your life easier by helping you get organized, reduce the amount of time that you're spending on admin, and increasing the amount of time you're actually out there making money. Why? Because we firmly believe that admin sucks. That's why. You can start your 14-day free trial today. No credit card required. Just go to the link in our show notes or go to www.hellocheck.co. All right, I'm excited about this. Let's dive into the interview. Love to be hanging with you.
This is cool. This is cool.
Well, dude, welcome to the Checkpoint Podcast.
Yep.
I'm smiling from ear to ear because I thought it was so fun, like interacting with each other on social media, on TikTok specifically, over a year ago. And then I remember at the time, GIE last year.
Yep.
I just remember you someone saying, Matthew.
We made eye contact and we looked at each other for a second and we were like,
oh, is that how?
What's up? And we just like dapped up, and it was like.
Dude, I loved that. That was so fun. And I just remember like immediately hitting it off. Like I think later that day after we actually met in person for the first time, I was like, yo, dude, can you give us a ride?
Yeah, we met up, talked, whatever, and then we kind of went our separate ways. Yes. You did your thing, talking to companies. I went and did mine. Yeah. And then it was the concert. You were like, hey, we're hungry. I was like, damn, I just ate. Yeah. You're like, hey, like, what's some good restaurants? I was like, I mean, we can go down to 4th Street Live, which looking back was a bad decision, like to eat there. Because, we went there, went to the barbecue place, and you're like, barbecue. My dad was the barbecue king, and this guy's cutting it the wrong direction.
He did cut it the wrong direction. So, he cut it with the grain wrong.
So that was not good. That was when you knew that the barbecue wasn't gonna be good.
I mean, maybe the flavor was there. It's just, cutting it. I was like, maybe that guy. Maybe it was his first day. Let's just say that.
We'll go with that.
I'm not going to judge Louisville's barbecue off of one guy who cut the meat the wrong way.
That was 4th Street Live. That was imposter.
That's amazing. Well, dude, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but your name's Chase Stetson, but you are at that Lawn Dude.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been following you for years. And I just I love your content. And actually, dude, I don't know if you know this. I I gave you a shout out on one of our previous episodes of the Checkpoint Podcast.
I'll have to check it out.
Because we were talking about, if you don't know what to post on social media, here are 5 different types of things you can post.
Right.
One of them was entertainment. And I was like, That Lawn Dude kills this game. He knows what he's doing.
Trial and error.
Well, no, I'm saying it's this awesome mixture between, the trends that are happening, and then you apply them to lawn care.
Yeah, you gotta make it
before anyone else.
Lawn care lens, if you would.
Yes.
Lawn care lens of the popular trends is important.
Yes.
And so my concept is, so I started out with the Satisfying videos.
Yes.
That was my thing pretty much the first year, and I kind of incorporated trends like you were saying.
Yeah.
But this year, and actually last year, I was trying to show more of my face. So therefore, there's more of a personality behind it, because that's really what brands they're looking for. You can have nice videos of cutting grass all day.
Yeah.
But if you can't put a personality and really sell a product, then like a company's not gonna really go for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So therefore, I was trying to show my face, talk more on camera, which at first, for a lot of people, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
But
because there's no one there. You're not talking to anyone. You're literally talking to a thing.
Yeah, you're talking to a phone, and it takes a little bit to get comfortable with, and then I figured out like what worked well for me. And so this year I took your tidbit of the GoPro.
Yeah, so fun, dude.
That was a big thing for me. For what it was, and rigged it up kind of how you did, but so you put yours on your back and it goes over.
Yeah, so it's like a bird's eye point of view. You have a mount that comes.
Yeah, so I have a strap, and it almost looks like a weightlifting belt.
Oh, sick.
So
dude.
it has
Heck yeah,
out there on the lawn care. And it has a selfie stick pole that comes out of it with the GoPro, and then therefore I can kind of like put it anywhere around me. So sometimes it's on my back, sometimes it's on my front.
I think it's really cool because I watch all your stuff. Like I'm obviously a fan of it, but I thought that was a really cool point of view because I put it on my back. I never put it in front. Right. Like I never put it in front, and so you gave the world a new point of view as if like you have a personal camera person.
That's exactly why I did it.
But there's no one there. It's you're
right.
You're
and
walking
I feel
and
more comfortable talking to myself.
Yes.
Than somebody recording me. Other than like my fiance, like I would say whatever in front of her, but like a lot of times when I'm out in the field, like one of my employees was having to record me, and I would kind of be like shy in a way. You don't fully let go, if that makes sense. Yeah. But if you're by yourself, like you don't really like. You can't get embarrassed in front of yourself. I mean, you can, but it takes a lot.
You can get frustrated, but it's not as hard to just like fully send it. And just like
So therefore, it kind of made me feel more comfortable like talking to the camera. Therefore, because it's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so cool. Well, take me back. Like, you have almost 1 million followers. Have you passed 1 million yet?
No. All right, we won't get there this year. We might get there next year,
but dude, like you're at almost. What do you know? What's your count right now?
It's in the 860s, somewhere in there, like 862, 863.
So I mean, you're closer to 1 million than not, and man, like that is wild. But I want to know, like, what was it like starting out? Like, Chase Stetson, 0 followers. You just decided I'm about to get on TikTok and just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, talk to me about those early days.
Check this out. I remember this was late 2019, probably sometime in December, and me and my fiance, or girlfriend at the time, we'd be laying in bed and she'd be on her phone, like scrolling like for hours. And I'm like, what the hell are you watching? She'd be on TikTok. She'd be like going there with her. I was like, get off of that app. It's ridiculous. Get off of that. And, she's like, no, it's cool, blah, blah, blah. I was like, whatever. Spring comes, February, March. I'm like, I'm going to download the app. You know what? I'm going to download the app. I'm going to try to do some lawn care videos because I was doing Instagram the year before, but nothing like major. I was just posting for the business, like maybe like once or twice a month.
So you hadn't created That Lawn Dude yet?
That Lawn Dude did not exist.
Was That Lawn Dude launched on TikTok?
It was, and I was trying to be The Lawn Dude, and that name was taken.
I bet that dude is so disappointed in himself because it's like, man, I got beat by that lawn dude. Like,
so I was trying to figure out like looking back, like that's a really good name that I picked at the time, but it wasn't even like on purpose. It was it just so happened to. That was what was available.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I think I did Lawn Dude, didn't work. The Lawn Dude didn't work, and I was like, That Lawn Dude.
That Lawn
Dude. And it worked. It was like free.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, all those other people, like they probably gave up.
Maybe they're just followers now.
Well, we're gonna look after this. Like, we're gonna look.
Go through and scroll.
Can someone look up Lawn Dude and The Lawn Dude? And like
disabled accounts.
Yeah, let's see if they're disabled or at least judge their follower count. Yeah, that's beautiful.
But anyway, so I posted the first video. It wasn't even of me. I remember it was of a guy that worked with me. He was trimming a bush, and I thought it was like the most satisfying thing because it was a yellow bush, and when you trimmed it, it turned green.
Beautiful.
So they trimmed it, and then of course I didn't know what I was doing. So you have those GIFs. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And I put that on the screen, and that's kind of like a big no-no. Like right now, it just it draws away from the video.
I legitimately actually read an article. Disabled.
One follower.
We got one follower.
Should I buy his account?
Offer him.
8 followers.
Dude, yeah. Offer the first one $1. Offer the next one $8.
Oh yeah, we can get like what is it called when people like get the backup accounts?
Yeah.
Have you seen that where people do that?
Yeah.
You just like repurpose your content and then just make double revenue.
That's right. Yeah. Let's go. All right. So keep going.
Okay, made the first video.
Satisfying.
Got it didn't do it did less than like 3,000 or 4,000 views.
But even for a first video,
That was decent. It's still it took a couple days to get there.
Okay.
Anyways, what have you? Second video, I think it was of me mowing. Actually, no, it was of one of my guys mowing.
okay.
And I put he was doing stripes. He was like going back and forth, and I put a sound of like a race car behind it. It was like vroom, vroom, vroom. At the time, I thought this was the coolest thing. I was like, I'm up to something. Like the DJ Khaled, I'm up to something.
Oh my god.
But no, I mean, they did the same thing as the first. And then the third video was where I used my drone. It was from the previous year. So I put the drone up high, cut the yard or whatever.
Yeah.
And that one got like 60,000 views in like 2 hours. I was like, oh my God, wow. Like, that's insane. At the time, looking back on,
Yeah.
and then next day I had another video like that. Given this is March, so I didn't have time to make the content yet because the grass
started in 2020.
2020.
Okay,
so the grass wasn't really growing. The second video did more; it got like 100,000. I was like,
dude, this
I'm
is
gonna
crazy.
keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what I posted, but I just kept going after that. I knew like I kind of had something. I didn't want to stop, and I just kept doing it.
Do you remember like how fast how many followers you had after that 6,000 and after that, or 60 and after that 100,000?
So my first goal obviously is to get to 1,000 followers, and that might have taken like a month.
Okay.
And then of course you want to get to 10,000, and that probably took 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
So slow growth, of course.
Yeah.
I can't. It's been so long. It's hard for me to like remember exactly when.
Were you posting like one a day or something like that?
No, back then I was probably posting. I would say probably 3 a week. So every couple days.
Okay.
So nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Like now it's like I try to do one every day, although I missed tonight because
Yeah.
I got sidetracked with what was going on. But regardless, and then I just they were all satisfying videos, so I just kind of stuck with that. Would throw in the trends every now and then, and those would do not as well, but like they would still gain a little bit of attraction.
Yeah.
And just kept going from there, really.
Do you remember when you crossed 100,000 followers?
So I was stuck at 40,000 for the longest time.
Dude, me
up
too,
until like August.
Okay.
So it took, was it 6 months, 7 months, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I posted that one video I was just telling you about where it was a straight edging video, and I did a voiceover like this where I was like, "Welcome back to Lawn Talk. It's your dad's favorite page, blah, blah, blah. You would never want to leave here."
Whoa. That was amazing.
And that one did it blew up, got I think got like 500,000 or 600,000 likes, got like 8 million views, and that gained me over the course of like a month, that probably boosted me up to like 160.
Yeah.
And after that, I got my first brand that reached out to me. I remember
I was literally about to ask, like, do you remember your first brand?
It was called the Coldest Water Bottle. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No.
I'd never seen it either at the time. So it was like a nobody brand, but
let me guess. 33 degrees.
It might have been.
I mean, any colder and we're freezing,
Yeah,
and then
you're
it's
right.
pointless.
You can't go much colder than
Maybe
that.
it's 32.1 degrees.
Could have been.
Did they know?
No. So
I call false advertising.
I was so hyped. I was like, wow, like this, I'm getting paid to make a video. What the hell? Like,
yeah,
this is what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to do it.
The coldest water bottle.
And there was actually a bigger campaign. I've seen a lot of creators in 2020 posting that. So they had like a big ass campaign where they were like reaching out to whoever and just trying to get it. So their thing was, we'll give you this bottle and we're going to give you $200 for 10 videos, which at the time
You were like, You gotta be kidding! This is amazing. I'm
so they
it.
didn't even like. The thing was, they didn't even want me to talk about it. They just wanted the product placement.
Brand placement. Yeah.
So what I would do is I would trim a bush, put the bottle right next to the bush.
Yeah.
You know, weed eat, put the bottle right here.
Yeah.
So just put it in the video at some point.
Yeah.
Made 10 videos, so it was $20 a video.
Heck yeah, dude.
And I was like, this is it.
You're like, I
peaked.
it. I have made it.
So I'm trying to think if I had another one later that year. It's hard for me to remember, but I'd have to scroll through. But that one pops out for sure in 2020.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, that one pops out.
That's so amazing. So that was like, so you said that was in 2020.
That was the fall of 2020. Yeah.
That was in 2020.
Oh, I remember what my second one was.
Okay.
It was a boot rock rooster.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that before. That was my second one. They gave me a pair of boots, no cash, no nothing, just a pair of boots for a video. I was like, cool. I needed a pair of boots, and mine are wore out. So
dude, that's great.
Did that one. Did like a boot camp style. So I was like doing push-ups with like a bag of salt on my back and like doing jumping jacks with a blower. So I thought this was the greatest video ever. It didn't do very well.
That's amazing.
And the sound behind it was like a hard work.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking about sounds, I was literally just thinking about that video, the trend that you did, where it's like when Bay texts you, like, "Have a good day at work," and it's
I
like,
love that one.
"You got my heart and my mind."
Yeah, get the Kodak black sound in the
About you
background
all the time,
Yeah.
and like you're just like swinging your legs and like stringing the trimmer.
Yeah,
and
pulling weeds. My legs are kicking up like I'm like
that was the best.
on my
Oh
bed, like
gosh.
like this.
Yes, dude.
My
It's
favorite crush just texted me.
dude, like stuff that like landscapers would never do. And
I would push the
it's
boundaries
amazing.
with that because I was like, I don't know, like you said, people like lawn care guys, like a lot
Yeah.
of times they're blue collar guys, so they
For sure.
they had to put on like a masculine thing, and I was and I would kind of like get out of that a little bit and kind of test the boundaries, I guess you could say.
But I think that that's why they did so well.
Yeah,
and
they
like
did.
went so viral. It's like, wait, hold on, I didn't know that this person existed, and like this is a person who has like an amazing sense of humor. He's like making me laugh. I'm like, maybe they had one perception about like what lawn care operators looked like, and then here's this dude like kicking his feet in the air, looking like a simp.
Yeah, well,
Dude.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, it was amazing.
Do it for the gram.
Dang right, bro. That's awesome, bro. So obviously like a lot of time passed from when you say, it sounds like you blasted past 100,000 followers and now we're at 860.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been following you for a while, so I know that you've done a lot of brand deals along the time. And how do you see what have been some of your big like insights as you've done different deals I'm not looking for you to throw anyone under the bus, but like what have been some of the things like for other like lawn care operators that may want to like try to build a following like you?
Well, what I've learned is everything is negotiable. Like they'll send you, let's just say they send you a dollar amount. Like you can always negotiate from that. It's nothing fixed. It doesn't even have to be like lawn care related products. Like a lot of times I'm like I was telling you about like the ones that were coming up, like the Downy one.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be a lawn care product, but it can still relate to lawn care in a way, if that makes sense.
Do you want to talk about that? Because like I was so stoked for you that
I don't know if I can talk about it yet because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So I had to
he didn't talk to me. What brand deal? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. He didn't tell me anything.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that here in 2 weeks when it gets posted.
Let's go. Okay.
I'll hop back on.
All right. What's up? Awesome. Yeah. So what have been some of your like what are some of your favorite videos that you've posted?
The one that you just said was one of my favorite ones.
And like it doesn't even
one.
it didn't even have to have done well, but like what are some of your favorite ones?
The one, the choose your character one, that was one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Have you seen that one? Where I'm
where
I'm there and I jump and I'm like,
I saw that before I had met you.
Yeah. Well, I made
like,
two of them. There's two different ones. I made one the first year.
Yeah, the first one. I saw it before I even met you. And I was like, this is brilliant. This is amazing.
And then actually I did a
Choose your landscape.
a full house one too. Have you ever seen that one?
I'm sure I have, but it's like
so it was like the full house sound. It's like everywhere you look, and then like they turn around, they're like waving. So I had all my guys that like worked with me, like they'd be like stringing up a trimmer, and he'd turn around, and he'd be like, "This is Joey." And then the guy like pouring his gas can and his weed eater, and he'd turn around and like,
dude,
like wave. So that was that was the first year. So that was a fun one. The one you were talking about where I was kicking my legs, that was a classic one.
Yes.
It seems like the ones I like the best are the ones where it's more like a trend or like showing personality, not really the satisfying ones. One where you can have fun with it. You know what I mean?
One of the ones that I wanted to do whenever I saw this trend, I was like, I want to make something along this line. And then I never followed through with it. And I saw you made one. Was the never let them know what you're gonna do next, or like always keep them guessing.
Yeah, don't tell them your next move.
Don't tell them your next move. And it's like you get in the truck,
you dab somebody up, and then you like turn around like you're about to go in reverse, and you go
like
forward.
You like pulled off, and you're looking. Dude, that was great. Dude. What? So like obviously, you know, I know you've said this in your like in your content, but like your dad built this business. You kind of you've taken it over, right? Like you're like running it, and also you're building up this this as an influencer and like content creator and stuff like that. Like obviously it's a passion. I don't think you make it too long in content creation if you don't enjoy it.
Right. I mean it's still a grind, but no, I enjoy doing it, and that's kind of the path that I'm trying to go down. But like you were just saying, grew up doing lawn care. My dad had a business. I just remember being young, like 5 years old. We'd go out and I'd just pull weeds with them. I actually have a funny story that I told.
Yeah, I remember you telling.
Did you see this one?
Yeah,
I posted like a couple weeks ago.
Please tell this.
So we'd go out and pull weeds, and the way I got paid, I didn't get paid hourly. So every weed that I pulled, I would get a penny. So, you know, you go through, pull your weeds, you have a bucket of them, then I had to go through and count them all. So, you know, the businessman in me,
let's go,
or the crep guy in me, however you look at it. What I would do is as I'm going through counting them, I'd start breaking these weeds in 2 and 3. So I'd be like, I would come up with like, you know, triple my earnings pretty much.
Let's go.
And I also have another one. I haven't posted this one yet. It's a video I have.
Okay. Oh, sneak preview. Let's
go. So like I would go out and pass flyers out too. That was one of the things. So my dad would be on one side of the street and I would be on the other. Also, flyers still work really well for anybody that was wondering. Flyers are a great marketing tactic, tried and true. But, you know, I'd be like 6 years old, 7 years old, 8, like passing out these flyers, going door to door, putting them in the mailbox or the doorway.
Yeah.
And I'd have a stack and I would just have to go till the stack was empty. So what I started to do is I would put like 2, 3, 4 in one door, trying to get rid of the stack quicker.
For sure, dude.
I was like, and my dad, like, we'd get to the end of the street, like, I'd be like, Dad, I'm out, and he'd like have like half a stack still there.
That's amazing, dude. That's
amazing. It was like, I mean, counting the houses, like you didn't do, you know, double the houses I did.
Oh, you didn't want me to put them on the back door?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
they're
Dad.
going to give them to their friends. You know, this is how you do it
for a referral program, Dad. That's amazing, dude.
But yeah, those were my earliest memories of being in lawn care, and then obviously as I got older, summer times I would go out and work. I was forced to. I didn't have a choice.
Sure.
Like I was
family business.
You're going to the family business. You don't have a choice. You're doing this. I was like, all right. Luckily, you know, I was good at it and I liked it. And you know, growing up, do that throughout the years. Went to college, University of Louisville. Still going summer times, working there, and then graduated. Had to make a decision if I wanted to, you know, go a different route, corporate life, which, you know, going to college, a lot of your colleagues choose that route, majority of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And then here I am, like, going to lawn care, you know, blue collar, grinding it out, you know, working your ass off.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I chose. And, you know, some days were harder and you would think, like, why the heck am I doing this?
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, look where we're at now. You know, it's paid off. I've opened up a different, you know, revenue stream, I guess you could say, and
Yeah.
the business is going good itself, and I'm just happy that I stuck with it for real.
I love that. Well, one of the things that we like talk about, I think you might be uniquely positioned to weigh in on is like this podcast. We don't like here at Equip Expo. We're doing different interviews, but in general, we are about like helping small operators set and reach new milestones in their business, right? So we're like usually giving like quick pointers and stuff like that. And I'm curious because like you're not running a super small operation. Like you actually have multiple trucks, you have employees, like it's and you don't get to that point and stay at that point for long if you aren't running a good business. Right. So like what would you say to someone who's like running a one truck operation who they may have like a crew member or something like that, but they're like, maybe I should add another truck next year.
Okay.
Like what would be something that you would pass on to them and say like, here's something you could consider before you like start expanding, or something you would want them to prep for?
So obviously me coming into the business, it was already established, but looking back, I've seen the growth process. What is one of the most important things is, when you find a good employee, you got to try to keep them.
Come on.
So you got to take care of them. Finding somebody that's trustworthy is not easy.
Yeah.
You go through 10 people, and one of those people will be somebody who, you can see yourself growing with. So once you find that person, stick with them for sure.
Come on.
You got to take care of them. You just go from there, really.
What would you say, like, and again, like you've observed a lot, right? Yeah. And you've done a lot, right? So what have been some of the things that have helped like employee retention and keeping those right people around?
Well, turnover rate is high. Like, we have, the thing is, our crew leaders, we have those guys probably come back, but everybody else, like, either they move on, they get a different job, or, they just leave. And then sometimes I just look at, you have to come to the fact that sometimes lawn care for some people is just a stepping stone job. It's a job that's going to get them from their past to their next job. And like, I've just come to terms with that, really. It used to like hurt my feelings, like, damn, he's leaving me. You know what I mean? But like, people are just going to do what's best for them. Yeah. At the end of the day. But if you can keep your top guys and then just kind of rotate everybody else in, I think that's what has worked for us, really. Man, something you just said and kind of glossed over is a big deal. I just want to kind of tell you, like, way to go for is, man, the fact that you can release people that want to use your business as a stepping stone. That is sorry to throw a soft word out here, but that's a massive sign of emotional maturity in a business leader that actually makes the people who want to work for you even more. Yeah. And so I just want to say way to go, because I've kind of learned that over the years, because like, it's not their business. I always ask people too, when we bring them on, like new guys, is like, what are you trying to do? Yes. Dude, like, I love that. I don't try to be like, hey, like, I want you to do this. I could see you doing this. I ask them, like, what are your goals? So like right now I got a guy who's a musician. I love that. And dude, I say, like, hey, so like, where do you want to go? He's like, hey, I want to be a musician. I was like, all right, man, like, do that. Like, try to do that. Like, come on, I'm here. I'll be flexible if you need to. Like, I'll cater around whatever you need to do. If you need off like Fridays or something, like, take off Fridays to go work on your music stuff.
Come on, bro.
So just like cater, like that was the thing. Like, whenever I was younger, like, my dad was like really strict. Like, he wants everybody to show up every day, and I was like, dude, like, you can't really do that. People have lives. Like, these are humans that you're dealing with. Yeah. Like, you really have to, be flexible with them.
Yeah, and it's like what worked for your dad back then. That's kind of how the world worked, right? But
times have changed.
Yeah. And one of the things, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. I have thoughts. I don't have a ton of experience other than just general like leadership and business building, but not as much with like lawn care and building crews, right? Because I chose to stay small. But like, one of the things I hear a lot of operators say a ton is nobody wants to work nowadays. But one of the things that I'm curious, I'm going to throw out a thought, and I want to get your thoughts on.
All right, let's hear it.
Is I think that nobody wants to work for bad bosses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now, like, there's an acceptable amount of employee turnover, right? It's not going to be a fit for everyone. Not everyone's going to want to swing a weed eater like 8 hours a day. It's, it's like, it's hard work, right? But like, for someone like you, that it sounds like they're coming in and you're like, what are your goals?
Yeah.
And how can I take care of you well while you're with me,
Yeah.
so that by the time you leave,
You
if
can
you're
work
going
towards
to leave,
them. Yeah.
you're closer to your goals.
Yeah.
I think people want to work for more people like that. But
I
like,
think
what
so.
are your thoughts on that? If someone's
I mean, I completely agree.
like no one wants to work nowadays. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I would say, it's hard to say, really.
Yeah.
There's people out there, like, you just have to find them, really. Like, we've gotten better at trying to find people. So how I actually started is I would have my dad hire my friends. And as you guys can, like, understand, that's not always the best tactic. It might work well in the short term.
Especially when you're teaching them your tactics of, like, you just break the weed in half. Yeah, you just, like, stuff two flyers in. It's like, this is how you get ahead at this company.
Get them corrupt out the door. But no, that's not like a long-term solution. It might work, the first month, and then then they realize, like, you're the leader, and they kind of take that as a certain way. You know what I mean? Because outside of this, you're friends on you're on the same level, but in the business, like, I'm above them.
Yeah.
So that was hard, but we've gotten better at hiring people and screening them. We use, like, Facebook to recruit, and Indeed,
That's awesome.
ZipRecruiter.
Yeah.
So Indeed's actually the best one for us.
Come on, dude. That's a good tip.
Mm-hmm. Indeed's always is pretty good, but recently they've actually raised their prices. So we got stuck with, like, a $600 bill for, like, 30 applications earlier this year, and, like, we didn't even know it because I thought I was on the free trial still.
Ouch, bro.
That one hurt, and we just, like, ate it pretty much. But
no viable applicants out of it.
We might have got one, but it wouldn't. I don't even know if he stuck around. I don't think
his
he did.
orientation was not about his goals. It was like, look, dude, you cost me $600. I'm gonna need you to, like, earn me that this week, or you're gone, dude.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Well, dude, I just want to say thanks. Like, I always love, like, getting to hang out with you. Like, last year was the first time we hung out, but even just, like, tonight, chopping it up, it's
cool.
fun. I always smile a ton whenever I'm around you. Like, I don't know if it's, like, thinking about all your, like, funny videos and stuff like that, but
no, we click for, like, we bounce off each other, and
I wish you the best. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being on the Checkpoint Podcast. You're the man, dude.
Love you too, man.
I don't care what they say about you, honestly.
We're cool.
Man, that was awesome. Thank you so much for sitting in on my conversation with Chase today. Now, I want to recap one thing. What struck me most about Chase was how empowering he is with his employees from the start. Now, a lot of people who hire helpers or try to add a crew member or two get burned because, honestly, I believe is because there's this tone of distrust from the beginning. You're bringing someone into your business that you built from the ground up. And I get it. It's your baby. I know for me, mine was called Armstrong Lawn Care. It was my name, my reputation on the line. But notice the tone change whenever Chase talks to them. It's focused on their goals and their desires. And honestly, he offers them more flexibility than most in this industry. He's not just telling them how it's going to be, and if they don't get with the program, they're gone. Like, he's not coming at it from that. You don't catch any of that tone from him. And taking it a step further, he was even aware enough to acknowledge that many team members view this job that he's offering as a stepping stone, not a career, which honestly, if I'm sitting on the other side of that table and my future employer is saying, like, hey, so what are your goals? And, like, talk to me about what you want to do next, or what's your dream job, or anything like that, I'm relieved, right? Because I know that this person, at least at face value, these first interactions, he appears to be for me, and he's not going to be upset if a few months down the road or a year or 2 or 3 down the road, I come to him and say, hey, I'm ready to move on to something else, because he's getting that information up front. So he starts with this tone of trust, and I would even say service towards his new employees, which in my opinion sets him up to have a happier and higher producing team than if he would have just run a tight ship and get with the program type of tone. So make sure to go follow at That Lawn Dude on TikTok. And Chase, as always, bro, I have a blast hanging out with you. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me, and I'm going to see you next year.